All right, now let's set up the functionality for viewing a note detail. But before we do that, let's actually create some notes. So let's go ahead and run our server, Python manage.py run server, and we'll just create some notes via the admin to start with. So go ahead and open that in the browser. And then we can go ahead and go to admin and log in with your admin account. And now let's just create a couple notes. So again, a note is related to a trip. We have no notes right now. Let's go ahead and add a note. We'll add this to the Barcelona trip, and we'll just say a sightseeing tour. For the description, we'll just copy and paste this a couple times as boilerplate. For the type, we'll say this is an experience. For the image, go ahead and just choose a file. We can just add any kind of random picture. And then we'll give it a rating of 4 stars. And go ahead and save. We can add one more. Let's go ahead and add it again to the Barcelona trip and say we did a sailing excursion. Sailing. We'll add a little boat emoji. The type, this will be an experience. We can choose another file here for the picture. Let's pretend we have this boat picture, and we'll rate this one 5. This was an amazing experience. Nice, so now we have our sightseeing tour in Barcelona and our sailing excursion in Barcelona. Now let's go ahead and set up our code so we can actually view these notes. So if we go back to our code, we can minimize the terminal. And we can go into our views.py in our trip app, and we can add another view. So right at the bottom, below our trip detail view, we'll just add one for a note. So we can say class note detail view. And you could have guessed we're going to extend the detail view, which we've already imported from Django. And then all we have to specify here is the model, and this time it is note. And make sure you import note from our models at the top. We've already done so. And that's it for our view. Super easy with the Django classes. Now let's set up our path. So in our urls.py file, go ahead and duplicate this trip one, and we could make this note instead. And instead of trip detail view, it's note detail view. And if you clicked it like I did, it gets auto imported, otherwise imported from our view. And then the name instead of trip detail will be note detail. And now let's get our template set up. And so just like trip detail.html, it will expect the model underscore detail.html. So in our templates trip folder, go to new file. And this is going to be note detail.html. And I'm going to paste in some HTML here and walk through it. So again, we'll extend from the base. So we get the styling and the navigation, and then we'll open up our block content. We'll have a header tag that has note details, and then we will access this note item. We have note the name, the description, the type, the rating, and then we use this image. So if we save that, make sure the server is still running. We can hook this up so that we can click on these notes from within a trip. So if we go back into the trip detail page, and for note in notes, we can update this A tag right here and make this so that if a user clicks on the note, it'll take them to the note detail page. So we say URL, note detail. We have to pass in the note.pk, then close it off like so. So now save that, and if we go back to our browser and go back to view site and dashboard, and we added trips for Barcelona. So if we click on Barcelona, now we should see our notes, and look, we see our images. And if we click on one, sailing excursion, it takes us to the Sailing Excursion page. We see a bigger version of our image. We see the description, the type, and the rating. Awesome. All right, so now we're able to see the details for a note. Let's go ahead and set it up so that we can view all of our notes and create a note. That's what we'll do in the next video.